And to judicial matters, the Federal High Court in Abuja has resumed trial for 9 suspects linked to the June 13, 2025 Yelwata Massacre in Benue State, which left over 100 people dead and destroyed several properties. The defendants are Lawal Muhammad, Muhammadu Saidu, Alhaji Haruna Abdullahi, Yakubu Adamu, Muhammad Musa, Abubakar Adamu, Shaibu Ibrahim, Saleh Muhammad and Bako Jibrin are accused of raising funds, procuring weapons and mobilizing fighters across states ahead of the attack. We're now joined live at the court by our correspondent, Joshua Imarayi, who will be giving us more updates. Joshua, now last time this case came up, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, led the prosecution. Can you update us on whether he's still heading the team today?
Well, good afternoon to you, Blessings. We were in court with our camera focused, our lenses ready to see the Attorney General of the Federation, that is the person of Lateef Fagbemi, but unfortunately he wasn't here. The person who took over the prosecution of the case is one senior advocate of Nigeria, who is the Director of Public Prosecution, Rotimi Oyedepo. But beyond that, what happened today was that the first prosecution witness was brought to court to testify and was being led in evidence by Rotimi Oyedepo. And the first prosecution witness, who is a team leader with the IRT, who is in the name CSP Moses Paul, testified in evidence of how some of the defendants conspired to perpetrate the dastard act that was unleashed on Yelwata, that is on 13th June 2025. And these are his testimonies. He said that on the 13th of June 2025, they heard of the news and they were swiftly mobilized to touch down Yelwata and investigate that occurrence that threw the nation in panic. And from the intel they uncovered was that over 200 armed men invaded Yelwata. Initially, the attack was supposed to be for Daudu, a neighboring town to Yelwata, but they were repelled by some of the community members, where they moved to Yelwata and killed over 200 persons, allegedly. And he said from the attack, it was discovered that prior to that attack, a meeting was held by some of the Ardos. Ardo in English language means chief of some of the Fulani settlers in Nasarawa and Benue, where they lamented of how they were being treated and their cows killed, and they even say that some of their sons were killed in the process. So they were more or less like a disgruntled number of persons who gathered to find a lasting solution to what they describe as unfair treatment by some residents in Benue. As they commissioned this attack. Now, this was what he testified on, that they had a meeting in one Ardo Lawal Muhammad, where all chiefs participated and they were levied to contribute monies to revenge, like he said. And he said that they conspired, they received several money, they were levied, and they actually purchased weapons, rounds of ammunition, where they even contracted for the invasion that led to the demise of so many people in Yelwata in Benue State. Now, when he was examined, he testified that they had prior meetings to that time and that these individuals also were in the know of what they were doing. It was more of a retaliatory attack over the loss of some of their cows and some of their sons, who they say were killed in the process. Earlier on, there was a bit of procedural issues where the court had to rule that the court will not take any applications or the objection or perhaps bail a request until the trial has commenced. So this is where we are, and the court adjourned till tomorrow for continuation of trial for the further examination in chief of the prosecution witness, who is PW1 in the name of CSP Moses Paul. Blessings.
All right, Joshua Imarayi there, giving us an update on the Yelwata Massacre. News Central is still very much on standby in court to find out how this development unfolds.